All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. So rather than share an album with you, I was over on my friend's website, Tony, and I wanted to point out this song here that is the biggest mover. It's the biggest, not the biggest loser. It's the biggest mover on his chart. So little screen sharing activity here, which I'm not really that good at, but boom, here it is. This song is called Hurricane, and it's the biggest mover. It's by the Castellos. Now, who are the Castellos, right? I didn't know. So I went and holy crap, Batman, here are the Castellos. Very attractive ladies. And I would say a cross between Fleetwood Mac from the mid 70s and the early work of the Eagles, like right when they got started. And great production value, great vocals, great lyrics in this song. This is just a great song by a great band. So if you have an opportunity, whether you like this kind of music or not, I would recommend checking out the Castellos. Now, I hate to bum everybody out, but I'm going to talk about Bruce Springsteen. Can I just put something out there? And again, I'm not saying that I'm for either one of these presidential candidates running, right? Or which party I prefer. I'm starting to get tired of it all. However, if Bruce Springsteen, just putting it out there, if Bruce Springsteen came out in support of Donald Trump for president, would the world come to an end? Would the rock media just pull up stakes and stop promoting Bruce Springsteen every day? Well, Bruce is back, Dave. There's a biopic about Bruce Springsteen coming out soon, or this guy, Jeremy Allen, this fluffy British actor, apparently will be losing his Calvin Kleins, which is just embarrassing, and donning some real blue jeans, just like Bruce. Remember, what was it, Brooke Shields? Nothing could come between her and her Calvins, remember? Like from the 80s. Oh, I don't know if that's right. I could be completely wrong. But he's filming, I guess, this thing he does called The Bear. This is Jeremy Allen White. All right. And he kind of looks like a younger version of Bruce Springsteen, except, again, he looks a little soft. All right. But hey, he's going to play the boss in a new film titled Deliver Me from Nowhere, the making of the Oscar winner and 20-time Grammy recipient's 1982 album Nebraska, which was heralded at the time by critics as the greatest album ever made. Now, I remember that because, again, Bruce had all this momentum. He had the river and people were pretty excited. And then Nebraska comes out and all the radio guys are like, we can't play this. That's what happened. We really can't play this. So they waited for Born in the USA, and then they had a whole bunch of stuff to play again. And then Bruce put out Tunnel of Love, got some airplay, but again, a lot of programmers were like, we're back to stuff we can't play. So, and that, again, that was kind of a split the baby type of album for Bruce. And then after that, people just checked out, as Bruce did. It's just, that was it. I mean, his most productive stuff, I believe, from the river backward, right, through the 70s, back to when he started, 72, 73, and that, I don't know. I'm not a Bruce junkie. I'm actually really tired of hearing about Bruce Springsteen. But my point about his political leanings, if this guy, had a John Fetterman moment, you went to rehab, right? And came out of rehab and said, you know what? I'm against everything that my party stands for. Bruce Springsteen comes out and says, you know what? Donald Trump, he's the guy for the working class. That Donald Trump, I just love Donald. Man, I used to go up to Trump Tower. I mean, imagine if all these secret meetings between Bruce Springsteen and Trump. I mean, the classic rock media would lose it. They'd lose their lunch. They'd be like, "Oh crap! How do we unwrite all of these articles we have written in the past day about Bruce Springsteen? Look, he's talented, okay, but just pump the brakes a little bit on the coverage. I mean, here's the guy, and again, I'll have to use the thumbnail I used, the open shirt the other day, and the comments about what he looked like, I was actually very kind and gentle. Of course, the rock media just skipped right over that like a rock going across the pond. Oh, what? There's nothing to see. He's back. He's better than ever. He's revitalized. He did a 3-hour concert. It was amazing. A bunch of people fell asleep 2 hours into it. I had a friend tell me they went to Bruce Springsteen. They fell asleep because they don't enjoy concerts that go on forever, as most people, even when you're younger. I mean, yeah, you can be a rebel. If you're drinking alcohol, right? Doesn't alcohol make you tired, make you drowsy? It's not, unless you're putting something else in it to perk you back up. I'd be drinking coffee. Like, it's hour one. I need some black coffee to get through this. I'll be wired at midnight and Bruce will be getting into his third song by then. So I might be able to last through it. Look, for the people who love Bruce Springsteen, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm making fun of all of this stuff, but they got the soft British actor that's going to star in the Bruce Springsteen biopic. You got Bruce Springsteen, who is supposedly for the working class, right? He never supports any working class policies, does he? Yeah, I know. Someone said he gives tons of money away. You're a jerk. He does all kinds of charitable things. Okay. Who do you support for president 2016, 2020? I mean, the working class need a break in this country, not the same crap they've been given. Now, again, I don't know if the answer is Trump. I don't know if the answer is you blow up the system. And I don't mean physically blow it up. Don't want anyone to misquote me here. Just everybody doing their part at the local level to push back against the garbage that comes from Washington, D.C. A good economy, by the way, helps the working class, right? Good wages and low inflation, right? Those things help the working class. When the working class are told you've got to buy this type of car by this year, how's that helping the working class again? Guys with pickup trucks from the 1970s that are still on the road, because a truck is a truck as long as it keeps running. It's hauling a bunch of crap around, and this is what you do for work. What are you going to do? Go buy a Tesla? I mean, I don't know. These people have such unrealistic expectations. And these are the kind of people that Bruce Springsteen supports politically. Now, he could be more vocal in politics. He's been pretty out there and visible, throwing his support behind, Hillary and then the corpse, as I like to call him. But you know what? It's just none of these people understand the plight of working people. Look at the lifestyles they all lead. And so right there, how do you understand what people are going through if you haven't gone through it in the last 50 years? I mean, Bruce Springsteen was an instant success, fairly instant. Took maybe a couple of albums, but the critics were like, second coming of Bob Dylan, greatest American songwriter we've seen, and could be the best ever. And what a band. And yeah, he has a good band. Better when Clarence was around, but still, he's got a good band. Little Stevie, a little weird. Little Stevie's a little weird, but he's another one. If you disagree with him on something, he's going to blast you over on X, Twitter, whatever. Anyway, folks, I'm just tired of the whole Bruce Springsteen thing. And it's a slow news day here. So I'm just highlighting that. You know, let's do the screen share with the Castellos again, just because. You know, the good news is there is music out there if you know where to find it. And thanks to my buddy Tony and other people here. These three ladies, their song, again, is called Hurricane. By the way, the video has 1.2 million views on it. Came out 2 months ago. Just a spectacular song. May not be your cup of tea, but you know, try some other beverages every so often. You know, if you don't like tea, try something else. And again, thanks to Tony and his chart called endangeredcds.com. You can check that out. All kinds of good music over there that nobody is actually playing on the radio, which is sad. But I think Tony does this as a way to say, you know, if I were in charge of the music world, these songs would be climbing the charts right now. And here's where they'd be. By the way, Tony was a huge fan of the Voyage album that's behind me called Inception. He and I were just like, wow. And he said, best thing Journey's ever done. And I'm like, it's the best thing they've done in a long time, even though it's not them. So again, check out Inception by Voyage. And folks, if you can support this channel, you know, I understand things are going in the wrong direction. And I'm just trying to break even here compared to where I was at. And I do that based on the support from the people who go over to Patreon or who do the buy me a coffee thing or who go over to YouTube and get a membership. Again, members get early watching privileges on these videos, which I don't know if that's an incentive, but it's something. Could be a deterrent. I don't know. All right, folks, that's it. Again, please pray for peace in the Middle East and around the world. And just imagine Bruce Springsteen coming out tomorrow and saying he's supporting Donald Trump for president. And all of the writers and all of those sycophants all over the media just like wilting, going into the fetal position. That would be something to behold.